My man Mykill Miers in the building. What up, fam?
What's going on, family? It's been a minute, man.
It's been so long, man.
It's been a long minute, man.
Yo, let's get right into it. You know when the first time I met you?
Man, it had to be early 90s, though. I remember that.
It was
like 94?
95.
Okay.
You know where we met?
I don't.
Met at, it's funny because this is full circle because we met at Mike Nardone's show and I was answering the phones.
That's right.
I was interning at Mike Nardone. If you don't know, Mike Nardone did a show called We Came From Beyond at Loyola Marymount every Sunday. KXLU. And he was the premier underground hip hop station, whatever, and I was interning, answering the phones, and then Mike,
that's right,
Diverse and Dixon came in,
right,
and we connected then.
That's crazy. It is full circle then.
Yeah, right. Because before I was outside the lobby, now I'm on the mic doing my thing now.
Right.
You know?
It's well deserved though. You put in your time, man.
I appreciate that, man. And after that, we connected. You know what I'm saying? We had the studio, Masterminds Entertainment, and you came through, whatever. And Redeem passed away not too long ago.
Right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, somebody told me that.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But y'all came through and.
That's back when Aloe Black was rhyming.
Exactly. It's funny because before you came, I played an Aloe Black song, an Eminem song.
Right, the No Name Backwards.
Exactly, because they did that for our compilation.
Right.
Remember we had the Masterminds Entertainment compilation?
Entertainment's compilation, yes.
Do you remember the song you did?
I do not, but I know you got it somewhere in your archives.
You know what I'm about to do right now? I'm about to play it right now.
Wow.
Before we get into our story right now, I'm going to play this joint that Mykill Miers did for Masterminds Entertainment. It was him, Diverse, and Diction. The compilation never came out. Cheap Shot did the beats.
Right.
And I was the engineer on the boards.
I remember that.
So, before we get our whole thing, whatever, Tasco, let's go. Let's play that Braveheart song right now, White Label Radio.
Diverse.
Oh, I just took it back with you.
That's crazy, yo. Like,
when you hear that, Joe, what came to your mind?
How young I was and how I used to write back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even write like that no more. Not that that's better than or worse than what I do now, but it's just I remember when I wrote that and what state of mind I was in, and I wish I could find that same growl in the tummy that I had back then.
What state of mind were you in when you wrote that?
Back then, I was trying to be like, I was just trying to be fresh. You know, it's still every time I write a rhyme, I'm trying to still beat the last rhyme I wrote. You know what I'm saying? I still keep that in mind, but I just remember that was at the time where I used to write like a song a day back then. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I wish I had time to do that shit now. So I'm thinking back, like, wow, I just had a lot of time on my hands to be like, you know, all in the pocket like that. But that's dope, man. Like I said, that's something I haven't heard since probably we did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
right.
It's been, you know, almost 20 years since we.
Man, you was aces right now. Yeah, that was 20 years ago, man. I remember y'all coming to the studio. After we met, we connected.
That's the spot that was over by Nasberry Farm, right?
Exactly, Boyden Park, right upstairs or whatever. That was the spot. It's funny, they tore that whole complex down. They actually built like a city walk type of shopping center there now.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it was crazy. I remember y'all coming down or whatever. We just connected from the day we met at Mike Nardone's, and then from there, I remember coming to your house and you had the little Sony
the four-track mini disc.
Exactly. But let's rewind a little bit. Before I met you, I remember going to Unity,
right, and
seeing you guys kind of open up at Unity. How did you get connected with the whole Unity movement?
Through I was in a group called the Western Hemisphere with Razkaz, Voodoo, me, Green, and Bird, and I actually wasn't in the group with Razkaz at the time. I was like, the Jimmy Henchman. I passed out flyers, stickers, the whole thing. And when Raz left, I kind of had my own group with Diverse and Diction or whatever, but I was always affiliated with the Hemisphere. So when Raz left, I kind of took that spot, and we was doing stuff. Bigger B was always showing love for us, man. He showed a lot of love for a lot of local acts. So, not only the Western Hemisphere, but like So Scientific and Exhibit and J5 and Dilated Peoples and all that stuff. Everybody, it's funny now because it's like a fraternity now. It's like 20 years ago we was all young kids trying to do it. And now some 20 years later we all we see each other overseas on tour. It's great. But we was down with Bigger B, man. And Bigger B was showing love to LA acts when he was having the big name acts, and that's what that kind of started my my ascent.
So we gonna talk about the whole. I was there. I didn't know you did, but I was there at Unity when you guys beat up Razzcast.
Damn.
So we gotta talk about that. What
Yeah,
happened?
no doubt. And so the myth is that I had a fight with him, but it wasn't me. It was a dude from my crew. His name was Sex. Him and Raz had a beef. Raz had they was passing out promotional flyers or something at another spot, and we threw the shit on the ground, and Sex stomped the tape out, and somebody told Raz, and then Raz sucker punched him, and we chased him down Cahuenga, and we couldn't find him. So at the next spot, Sex was like, I didn't even know Sex was coming. And I saw him, he was like, yeah, what's up, Mike? I'm about to do my thing, man. So, just look out for me. I was like, all right. And so next thing you know, I looked up and it dip, and it was all over. But I got blamed for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was the last person he talked to before, he actually committed the crime. So that was that.
Guilty by association.
I was guilty by association, but legend has it that it was me, but it was never me.
Who was performing that day?
It was J. Rule.
Okay.
J. Rule, and we had opened up for J. Rule that night.
Cause I remember all the unis, I would be in the front row with my homies or whatever. You guys got off stage, and I remember we was in the front waiting for
right.
J. Rule to come on, and they said they fighting over there, and you can see you, and all we can see is you.
Yeah, because I had the big afro and the FBI hat.
Yeah. You see you, so we see you, and it's like, oh, that's Mykill Miers and Razzcast. They had the Western Hemisphere beat up Razzcast.
Right, and it wouldn't even what's funny is that me and Raz didn't speak for years behind that because he thought I had something to do with it. But when he got locked up, I wrote him a letter in jail. I was like, yo, man, I've known you since we was in the 5th grade, yo. So I would never do some shit like that, man. We was always, as far as I was concerned, we was friends. Now, you and Voodoo had a beef, and that's why you left the hemisphere. But that had nothing to do with me. Like I said, I was guilty by association because I stayed with Voodoo. Then I was, I was the evil faction. So. You know what I'm saying? But we squashed that. You know what I'm saying? We're about to go on tour next year. Me and Raz.
Okay.
So that's been squashed for years.
That's what's up. That's what it's all about. You still talk to where Voodoo at?
Voodoo is the father of 8, 9 kids or something, man.
He's spreading his seed, huh?
Yeah, he's definitely, Samson spreading his seed right there. But he live in Inglewood, man. He don't really do the music thing anymore. We tried to put together a little hemisphere comeback record, and that it was kind of. It was more work than it was fun, so it kind of stopped there.
What about Mean Green?
Mean Green is still around. I still talk to him, every now and then. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them things, man, where we try to get the reunion back together. I kind of realized why I left in the first place.
Yeah.
And I can't stop my thing. My thing's been going on 20 years strong now, so I can't stop my thing to motivate somebody else to do their thing. You know what I'm saying?
Your trainers moving, they just jump on while it's rolling.
Just come on while we're rolling, or let's put it together so we can roll together. But if I gotta, if I'm still picking you up like it's 1994, we got issues with that.
Yeah, right.
I live in IE now, so coming all the way to Inglewood to pick you up to go to the studios.
Yeah, no, exactly. Meet me at the spot if you really want to roll, right?
Exactly.
So it's funny because I remember when Mean Green left and went to Atlanta.
Right.
And was Bob, right?
Right.
Bob was from Carson, right?
Right. We're all from the same neighborhood. Me, Razzcast, and Bob from Patchwork.
It's funny because M&J, we like Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Right.
His wife was on there.
Exactly.
And I was like, that's Bob's wife. He said, who's Bob? I said, he's a football player. He went down to the Patchwork Studios or whatever, records. And I said, he brought on the gangbangers down in Atlanta.
Right.
I was in Atlanta like maybe 10 years ago, and I was like, I'm in the club and I see these cats walking. I'm like,
yeah, we had it popping, man.
I was like, these ain't no Atlanta niggas. I was like, these some Carson.
Right. It was. It was dope that the studio's still running. It's probably the best studio in Atlanta. Yeah. That's where Jermaine Dupri and everybody in Atlanta goes to record. So
before Outkast had their whole stake on it.
In fact, I met Outkast and Goody. Matter of fact, I remember when Bob had a chance to sign Lil Jon and Cannabis at the same time.
And he didn't sign.
And he decided to not sign Lil Jon, and he decided to not sign Cannabis, and the rest is history.
Well, the Cannabis thing, I'm
worked out.
It worked out for him.
Lil Jon, though, he probably. This is when he didn't even have dreads then, yo.
Oh, okay.
He was just a nerd-looking dude with glasses, talking. He wasn't even but he was a dope DJ back then.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? I was there when Outkast recorded AT Aliens. Recorded that Patchwork. So
damn.
I was a young kid.
You was in the building when they actually recorded.
Right.
So what was that like?
Ridiculous. And I was like, I was a fan, you know what I'm saying? I've been a fan since Southern Playalistic or whatever, but to see them the day they recorded Elevators, I was like, what the fuck is that shit going on in that other room? I had to be there.
So you was there when they recorded Elevators?
Oh,
yeah. What was the energy like? Because right now, like, this the song itself giving me chills because I know the song and every time I hear it, it come on this epic. Was it that way when they were recording it?
I think so. Like, I just remember, like, I was in the other room working on some stuff, and I in between the music, all I heard was boom, 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 boom. I was like, I gotta go see what that is. So I crept in, and my man Chuck was doing the engineering or whatever, and he was like, yeah, nah, this is gonna be that joint, I'm telling you. And we was like, yeah, I think so. Like, I think that's gonna be the one. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
dope.
So I saw them do that, and I saw them do, I think it was Jezebel and Mainstream, I think they did.
Okay, okay. That's.
But yeah, it was like a revolving door, man. Like I met, Jermaine Dupri and Brat and all that stuff coming through Patchworks. You know what I'm saying? And it was an experience. I was like, 19, 20 at the time. So
you still talk to Bob?
Every now and then. Like we had a long conversation after he was on the Yada Van Zant show after the housewife thing.
Oh, when he do the water on girl or whatever.
I was like, hey, check this out, man. You playing yourself.
You too old to be doing that.
It was one of them things too, man. Like everybody who knew him was like, she's not that. You shouldn't put your chips on that one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But love is blind.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we gonna get into some more music or whatever. And one of my favorite songs that I've ever come across is, I have a lot of my favorites, but this joint that you did with Freddie Fox.
Oh, One BMC.
Yes, sir. How'd you do it with Freddie Fox?
I was on Ill Boogie at the time, and I ran into Premier while I was on tour. Mm-hmm. And Premier was like, yo, you should do a joint with my man Freddie Fox. And I was like, you need hot potato Freddie Fox? Like you kidding me? Like, let's do it. So we put the thing together, and we made it happen. I went to New York. I recorded it at D&D. You know what I'm saying? That and the joint with AG. I was in D&D Studios, the D&D Studios, and I was in Premier's room, and it was great. It was
So you recorded this in D&D?
Yeah.
So, like, whenever you walk into, like, say, haunted houses or people that passed away and you feel that aura, was it that way you walked in D&D? Like, was the energy, did it consume you?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Walking into D&D, it would be equivalent to, like, Kobe Bryant walking into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Oh, word?
Like, it was like, you could feel like, okay, yeah, I can tell why this is why they made the classics. Like, it had that aura of, this is where it goes down at. Like, they did unbelievable here. You know what I'm saying? They did Ready to Die here. They did Shook Ones here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you could feel it. You know what I'm saying? You could feel that whole New York aura. Like, it felt like, the soul of Kool Herc was in there. Like, you could feel like that New York spirit in there. That was one thing that I was, this LA dude was in there just chilling.
It's funny because when this song came out, you can kind of feel that you felt a different way recording there. You can just tell the way you, and of course being with Freddie Fox and the way he spit it. When you're MC, you always step your game up when somebody else is on your song or you're on that song because you want to make sure that you do it justice.
Yeah, he was so big and was so preposterous on it that I couldn't be shy on it, you know what I mean? Like, I just couldn't do just a regular rap, so it had to be the right rhyme. So it was funny because he was like, all right, as soon as he walked in, he was late, he walked in, he was like, all right, everybody get the fuck out. So everybody left. And so I stayed like, was he talking to me? Like, I'm paying for this session. You know what I'm saying? So the engineer was like, hey, I was like, nah, I say, man, I'm paying for this. I ain't going nowhere till the song is done.
You said that?
Yeah, and he stood up. You know what I'm saying? And Freddie Fox ain't no little dude. You know what I'm saying? So he looked up, he was like, all right, you cool, homie, sit down. So he sat down, we wrote, we talked. He taught me about ASCAP and, and how to get paid, shows, and like he gave me game, and I'll be forever grateful for that.
Oh, word. So let's get into that joint right there. This is Mykill Miers, Freddie Fox, wanna be MC right here on White Label Radio, DJ Task on the 1 and 2s. Let's go.
Yo, first of all, I'm about to hire a DJ to do my cuts on my next record, though. He cut that in there like that was like, I was like, I don't remember that being in there. Like,
my man Task on the 1 and 2s, White Label Radio, right here, Sleep 24/7. My man Mykill Miers is in the building.
Yes, sir.
And we do a lot of talking off camera, but we're gonna get back into what we talked about. Now, the Wake Up Show, after you went from like, you started with Unity, and of course, and then you was a spitter. Like everybody talk about, oh, he's a spitter, but you was a bona fide spitter. You would battle cats or whatever. You would go to the Wake Up Show. How did you hook up with the Wake Up Show?
True story. It was December '94. I was at Raz Kaz's house. It was him, Raz Kaz. It was Raz Kaz, me, Green, and Voodoo. They needed a ride, and I was the chauffeur. So I took him to the studio. I'm sitting in the back, hoping that Sway looks at me like, "You want to rhyme? You want to rhyme?" And I'm waiting patiently, and he's like, "Hey, yo, you want to rhyme?" And I was like, "Yes, sir." I had my best fresh rap. It was a rap I wrote called Halloween. And I spit that, and he was like, "Yeah, you come back next week." And so next week turned into 2 years. So I kept coming back every week, pretty much every week, man.
Do you know that rap?
I do not.
It
probably was corny.
I was about to make you spit it right now.
It probably was corny back then, but yeah, that's how I got to the Wake Up Show, man. And you know, I kind of made my name just from going every week, and you know, people knew me from the circuit, from the scene, and I was one of them dudes that if you was whack on stage, I'm coming on stage and grabbing the mic.
Just, you carries one of them and shit?
Yeah, let me see that. Thanks. Yo, let me finish this show for son. He didn't know what he was doing.
It's funny because before I met you, I remember Unity. I remember the Wake Up Show. So when you came out to Mike Nardone, when Mike Nardone said, "Yo, Mykill Miers coming through," I was like, "Oh, I was a legitimate fan."
Right.
So and then when I met you, it was more like you know, connection. And I was like, "Oh shit!" And when I remember talking to Radim that night, like, "Yo, Mykill Miers came through. We need to get him, you know, do something, whatever." And then we kind of connected that way. Right. And I remember started to see you evolve or whatever, and then you went from just being a rapper to an artist. And you started to make songs and make music. You know, so before it, I would know you as freestyle or whatever, and you just spitter.
Yeah, that was a funny thing, man. Like everybody knows me from the Wake Up Show and the battles and doing that type of stuff. But I was always an artist. Like it was hard for me to write the battle raps, really. You know what I'm saying? So it was like doing the Wake Up Show. I didn't want to bust my songs on the radio, so I was busting these verses that I wrote specifically for the radio, because I went in the era where it was cussing and then you couldn't curse at all.
Yeah.
So me trying to freestyle, I'm gonna slip something out. So I was like, let me write something for this, because I'll make a fool of myself and then people get shut down. So I've always been an artist. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking to a young cat the other day about, you know, these acapella battle things. Like, hey, what you think about so and so? Like, yeah, it's cool, man. I like these battles. Like, I appreciate it, but it's just not my type of thing. It's not my brand of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I'm from the old school, so you got 4 counts in the beat, and just try to be spontaneous and fresh in that 4 count beat and stay on beat, stay on point. Is an art form. And I like that.
I mean, you big diplomatic because you still in the mix or whatever, but I can't stand these little freestyle battles now because there's no music involved. So anybody can talk.
Yeah, it's almost cheating. It's almost cheating the rules.
It's cheating. When you did it, when Craig G did it, when Supernatural did it, y'all did it to a rhythm.
Right.
You had to. So when a DJ cut up a beat and flipped it to another beat, it may be a whole different rhythm. You have to find that rhythm or whatever.
It's like, to me, it's like playing basketball with no rules. Like, you can travel, you can double dribble, you can do all that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that was it's kind of how it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but a lot of them cats, like, I've heard them, and like, I would love to hear that over somebody's beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude can spit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a couple of them dudes, Murder Mook, Loaded Lux, them dudes can spit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to hear, you know, but the battle rapper always suffers because they really can't rhyme the beats, or they can't pick beats, or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, look at Cannabis. He's a prime example of that.
That's my man. I can't talk bad about my man.
Well, I can, because he said in the interview when his first album came out, he said, "Well, that's White Clef's fault because I don't know music and I don't pick beats." You're right.
Nah, he got whack beat pick artists, so he can't pick beats at all.
Yeah, he said that, so it's like, come on, bro, really?
Yeah, he suffers from that. But I mean, we used to, man, that was my man. He used to write a rap, call me on the phone, bust it. I'm like, I'm gonna call you right back, and then I write something, bust it for him. So like, to see the evolution, I hate that he took a dip, but still, he's probably one of my favorites to ever do it.
Nah, he definitely is a rapper. Like on a spin. Like, if you just drop the music and said spin, him and Razzcast, I mean, those dudes, like, but I would never buy a record from him.
Right. Yeah. Next time I holler at him, and I'm like, let me do your beats, man. I promise. You know what I'm saying? We'll deliver.
He's in New York.
I think he's in Atlanta right now.
Okay, next time you're out here, tell him to come by.
Yeah, next time you're out here, man, we'll definitely come through.
Yeah, bring him through. You know, I gotta talk to him. I gotta ask him, what was he thinking? Pulling that paper out in that battle rap or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking, man, this 10 grand is great.
Yeah. But that second round knockout, was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. That was amazing. And a couple things he did, like when he was
all them DJ Clue tapes.
Man. Oh yeah, the freestyle is just do a freestyle.
Right.
Just do a freestyle tape.
Right.
You know,
like the funny thing is that he would probably, if he came out today, he would probably be a super duper star. Like you know, he'd be like he'd be the upper echelon of dudes doing what they're doing now.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was doing it, 15 years ago, easy.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's fast forward. What do you got going on now? I mean, I know you're still doing it. So
yeah, I put an album out last year called Iron Mike. I had OBO on it. I had Bishop Lamont on it. A couple cats. Sadat X was on it. Working on a new project with one of my artists on my label called it's called the Mike and Tony Show.
What's the name of your label?
It's called Abnormal Entertainment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's basically my group used to be Abnormal, me, Diverse, and Addiction. So I carried that over, but we about to put this record out, man. The new single "I Dare You" will be out probably in a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's like Dog Pound meets MOP.
I love MOP.
Right.
I played Handle Your Business earlier, so I'm an MOP fan. So you sold me already.
Right. So yeah, it's coming together, man. I'm real proud of the record. And, like we was talking off stage. I do a lot of music licensing and producing for commercials and TV shows. So that's kind of what I do. That's what kind of pays the bills. So. Okay,
that's what's up. So I know you still hitting the road. So you got some shows coming up.
Yeah, I got a show coming up in Beverly Hills on March 28th. Forget the name of the spot, but as soon as I get all the details, I'll let you know. But it's gonna be my first show in LA in a minute. Like I don't really do shows in LA anymore, just because everybody want me to sell tickets. Like I'm not Ticketmaster, man. I don't sell tickets, dog. Like you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
promoters promote. You know what I'm saying? Rappers rap. Let me do my thing.
That old Sean Hitty bullshit.
Right. Yeah, you right.
Hey, I don't give a fuck. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? They did me dirty when I was doing it, I'm saying? So.
Yeah, Sean Hitty did me dirty too.
Yeah, so
I feel your pain. But yeah, I just got off tour last year. I did the Iron Mike tour last year. I did some takes with Sabam Sadiq. Putting together a tour.
Wait, so what is he doing?
Oh man, he got a new record he just dropped, or he's about to drop.
My man.
Yeah, he's doing his thing, man. Like that's my man. I just talked to him today. He got a little club spot he got in New York. I'll probably be rocking soon too.
Okay, so. Yeah, I need to connect. I need to get all them dudes out here. Everybody you talk to the phone.
Yeah, he's coming out here like I think next month. So
yeah, get him down here. I love him. He's one of the underrated guys that never really got a chance to really bubble and blow, because I think on the label he was on, they was pushing.
Yeah, they was pushing. That's pushing other people.
Everybody else, and not really pushing him. You know, I think if he's on a different situation without that much talent, then because he was upper echelon talent.
Yeah, he was that dude.
But they picked and choose who they wanted to push and didn't want to push. So yeah.
So yeah, I mean he's he's doing his thing, and I'll probably be back on the road probably the end of this year. You know what I'm saying? Going into next year. I got the 15th anniversary of it's been a long time coming. My first record. So I'm gonna hit the festival circuit overseas with that. You know what I'm saying?
We need to do a White Label Presents Mykill Miers one time in LA.
Let's do it, man. I'm down.
Unity style.
We should do it, man. I got a lot of people from the East that would love to come out here.
That'd be dope. Let's talk about it. MJ do. So set it up.
Shabam Sadiq, Prince Pole, Chino XL to be dope.
Chino XL. He was another one of the Wake Up Show legendary. He'd get on there, spit, and he would be like, what the hell he said? We would record this. Like, what the hell did he say?
Yeah, right.
Why he say that? How he say that shit? Like, really? That was crazy. Chino XL.
Yeah, that's my man.
That's dope. And he got that whole beef with Tupac or whatever.
Right.
It was dope. It's crazy. My man Mykill Miers got a website and whatnot. You want to shout out?
Yeah, check me out at Mykill Miers Music. MyKillMiersMusick.com. You can check out my whole discography on MyKillMiers.bandcamp.com. Catch me on Facebook, Twitter. I live there.
Okay, that's what's up. He always on Facebook. Every time I look up and see he posts his De La Soul stuff, he always on social media.
Yeah,
so
stay on it.
He stay active, which is good. As an artist, you have to stay active, because when you stop, then you become irrelevant.
Yeah, I am the CEO of me, so I have to do what I got to do.
That's funny. So you have a new joint that you sent us or whatever. Job Gets Done. Produced by DJ Devastate.
Yeah, it's my man DJ Devastate. I was actually talking to him on my way here. We're working on an EP together, man. He's probably the dopest producer I've ever heard outside the States. You know what I'm saying? And he cut like Premier, he got beats. You know what I'm saying? So he did a joint for my album called Job Gets Done. We just released a video on the first of the year. It's doing well, man. Like, it resurged my album. Like, my album has been out since April last year, and we dropped a video this year. People still asking me for requests like it just came out. So
that's what's up. So let's get into that joint right there. This is my man Mykill Miers. You wanna give me shout outs before we go? You wanna shout out to your young guy?
Shout out to you, man. Like, you know, I'm glad you still doing your thing. You in the game, and you know, you able to show me some shine. And you know, shout out to my wife and my two sons. One is here, one is in the belly, and you know, my fam, my man Tony Clifton got this record coming out. DJ Devastate, and everybody else that's listening.
My man, we always fans. So anytime you hit me up, when you hit me up and say, "Yo, I need you to do your thing," I said, "Open policy. Let's go. Let's do it."
Up, like you're man of your word.
I try to be, man.
It's hard to see. It's hard to find those these days.
I try to be. Some people call me selfish, but you know, it's all good. You know,
You didn't hit me with no Hollywood Shuffle. It was real easy to do.
Nah.
Hit you up. He's like, yeah, let's do it on February 19th. All right, cool. It's on it.
Simple as that. So let's get to this new joint right here. My man Mykill Miers. This joint's gonna get the job done by DJ Devastate, produced by DJ Devastate out of
Sweden.
My man DJ Task on 1-2 White Label Radio. Let's go. That was good.